Hey guys, it's Brie time. Let's do this. It's the second to last week of Outbreak and oh my gosh, so much has happened, sort of, not really. Basically, Crystal's kidnapped, Will is whining, and Mason has a plan to save her. So Will makes a really whiny blog, and the first letter of every sentence it says, Crystal, wait for Mason's call. It's kind of clever even though Will had to like make it really whiny in his own special way. I wonder if Will actually wrote it or Mason did. Will doesn't really seem like that kind of person who is really smart in coded message area. And there's a weird ass video with a code in it and it's posted by I See You. Basically, I See You pretty much says like, I'll help you out, I'll help you find Crystal, but you have to wait until it's safe and I'm sending you a package that will put you on the right track. So Gregson makes a really weird blog, basically saying that the plan goes into effect and the last video is weird and he's totally ignoring it and he doesn't want your help, so back off. Gregson admits to Will that he put a tracking GPS on the necklace that he gave Crystal for her birthday, so now that they can find her. Yay. Someone was thinking ahead. Will keeps asking stupid questions. Gregson looks like he's about to throw Will out of the moving car that they're in. The GPS basically leads them to a pawn shop just off the freeway. Then Gregson says, hey, guess what? I just got a text. And Will is like, oh my god, is it from Crystal? No, Will, stop freaking out. You're on a mission here. You really need to calm down. The text is from I See You and it says, meet me at the park. So Gregson and Will go to the park. Grayson leaves the car and tells Will to stay in the car because he only causes problems. Gregson leaves the car and Will gets lonely in the car, so he calls Gregson while he's filming Gregson. Creepy. Basically, Gregson's like, Will, stop calling me. So he hangs up. Gregson goes into some bushes and we can't see him, and then Gregson comes back in the car and he says, plot twist, which I love. Gregson's in a room and he says that he's super good looking. He's trying to keep a low profile and that's really hard when you're so good looking. Trust me, I know exactly what he's talking about. Gregson says that in the last video he got a text that said go by the bathroom, so he found a Palm Pilot by the bathroom and it had a data chip in it. Inside the data chip he found a receipt. There's a medical cargo stuff from Shentech. So now they need to go to a port/dock where the cargo is from. Gregson finds out that the GPS he put in the necklace is moving, so it's probably a trap, and the necklace is now in the apartment that Crystal lives in. Gregson says he doesn't know which place to go, the port or the apartment. Will wants us to choose because he thinks that we have a say in everything. So Will makes a blog complaining that everything always happens to him and life is so hard. About how Crystal's doing right now, Will. Stop thinking about yourself. Will basically says they are going to split up, and Will talks about invading other people's privacy again by looking through Crystal's sketchbook, and he's going to post his sketches online so that we can like look at them or something. Then Gregson decides to prepare Will for his mission. Basically, Gregson teaches Will how to handle a gun and how not to kill himself, which is really hard if you're Will. Then Gregson gets mad. Will, he doesn't care at all, and Will sucks, and Gregson wants him to leave, and Gregson wants to go it alone, and then Gregson calls Crystal Emma or something. At least we think he's talking about Crystal. So that's probably her real name. You know how like Greg is Mason's first name and Mason is his last name, so we just call him Gregson? So now we're probably gonna have to call Crystal Crystemma. So then Gregson gets a text and it's from I See You and it says, you're wasting too much time. Gregson says he doesn't have to explain himself to you people. Who are you calling you people, Gregson? Don't like your attitude, it's yawn. So Gregson goes to the dock, it's creepy, he can't find anything, and he says something's not right. Duh, he says, why am I carrying a camera? It's so cold. Don't be Will and complain about everything, okay? But it's some French dude and he's like, put down the camera. So Gregson puts down the camera and he shows us a weird object that looks like a coffin or some storage space or something. So Gregson drives back to the apartment, he's in the parking lot, and he said that last night he met I See You, which is the French guy. This French guy works at Shentech International. He's in the European resistance, then his cover got blown, but then he went to the shipping yard and it was this weird coffin thing. The coffin has wires in it and he says it's all connected to Crystal somehow, and Gregson's like, WTF, what is this coffin thing? Let me explain it for you, Grayson. Have you ever seen Underworld? Okay, remember that there's 3 vampire elders, okay? And 2 always remain asleep in coffins while the 3rd one gets to rule the world or whatever. It's kind of like they're still alive in the coffin and they get blood fed to them, but they're like asleep for a century. So think old, freakish order men who went to live forever, so they steal innocent girls' blood to help them live forever, and they connect all the blood through the wires, and they're living in the coffins, but they're asleep. They can sleep for a while everyone they used to know dies, and then they can wake up and enjoy forever for a while until it gets suspicious again. Yeah, like that. That's what the coffins are for. At least that's my theory. Then Gregson goes into the apartment and Will is crying on the floor because he shot some dude all dressed in black and killed him, so then they leave. Then Will makes a video and he's in the bathtub and he's freaking out because he killed someone. Oh my god, did we totally break Will? Oops. Thing though is that he looks way less creepy with his new haircut. Good job, Will. Way to kick ass and take names. For once. Bye.